After a while, it started having a few issues, and now it doesn't want to stay running. I'll spray some starter fluid in the carburetor, and then that'll get it going for like a second or two, and then it'll just shut off. So I replaced carbs, I did a carb clean, I even got a new spark plug, and I readjusted the coil here, and that didn't work. So what I did was I just bought a new coil entirely, and I'm going to be installing that today. Okay, so with an engine like this, there's going to be 3 screws that hold it up. One right here, and one right here. So you just take those off, and here's what it looks like. The old coil I'm going to be replacing is right here. So to take that off, you're going to take off this screw right here and this screw right here. So now that it's off, I'm going to put the new one on. So before you completely tighten down these bolts, what you're going to want to do is find a thin piece of something to put it between the flywheel and this metal part of the coil, because you need some space so the flywheel and this part of the coil don't rub. I cut out this piece right here. It's a piece to an envelope. You can use anything. It just needs to be able to go in between here, and it needs to be thin. So what you're gonna do here is, if you can see this, the part of the coil right here is kind of an oval shape that allows for you to adjust. So since there's a magnet here, it's gonna be attracted to the flywheel. So you just wanna pull it off, and then you wanna slip the envelope under there. It's a little tricky to do with one hand, so I had to put the camera down and do it with 2 hands. But as you can see, it is under there, and then you just let this drop down, and then you tighten these. Make sure you apply a little bit of pressure behind the coil here, and make sure it's not loose like this, or else the gap in between the flywheel and the coil is going to be too wide, and it's not going to generate enough electricity. Also, if you get a coil like this, most likely the end is going to look like this. And with my pocket bike, I have a kill switch that you just hold until the bike dies, but its end point looks like this. So what I do is I just put this under one of these, because this is circular and so is this, so I just fit it in here, and then even though these aren't the right ends for each other, it'll still work. Okay, now I'm gonna get the cover back on. Okay, so I got the new coil installed, and now I'm gonna see if this thing will start up. This will fit on there, something like that, and the catch can is just gonna slide in here a little something like that.